This time on Survivor. All right. Welcome. It is the first official new episode of season 48 and our first official rewatch episode of the Appalachian Alliance. Welcome. Mr. Mitchell Church is zooming in here, and new to the podcast, the lovely Lindsay Riser.
Hello. Thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it. Can you
hear
me?
Yeah, make sure you're you got to, according to the audio engineer here, we've got to be within a fist of that microphone. Okay. Right.
Usually if your input gain's not too up, yes, that's a good, rule of thumb.
So how do I sound?
Great. Perfect.
Okay, good.
All right. So it is I heard now that this episode was number 1 in the ratings.
Wow.
Survivor 48 premiere was the number 1 program of the night in all demos, premiering with a 4.269 million viewers and a 0.69 target demographic rating.
Wow.
So Survivor is back.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It was number 1 in the demos.
I mean, it was such a great episode, and I don't have notes in front of me, but I just watching it, I feel this is going to be a very social game. What do y'all think?
I think so too. A lot of big personalities.
Strategic. I think it's going to be very strategic because there's a lot of smart people on here.
Yeah.
And right. I think the people that we think are going to go far might not go as far as we want them to.
So I do have notes, and I'll go through the whole episode here. So as soon as they land, right, Jeff says, welcome to Survivor 48, and he says after that, this was the best reaction ever in 48 seasons. So they really picked a energetic, outgoing, excited cast here, which is all a part of what makes it magical, right? If the players are into it, they're pumped to be there and they're ready to go, that helps.
I think that is very important, and I believe they probably revamped their screening process because, as we've seen in seasons past, there is nothing worse than a Survivor fan hates is when somebody just throws in the towel on day 1 or day 3 or whatever. No, you are there to play a game and you are there to win $1 million. And I think they've cut a lot of those out because we've seen those in previous seasons, how some people just give up. Not a person on that beach wanted to give up on that episode we watched. I
think I was going to say, I think it's a testament to their casting. And they're trying to do away with the people that are just there to see if they can make it. You know? And it's like their only goal was to just get on Survivor, and it wasn't winning Survivor.
Yes.
And so I think maybe that's a testament to the casting director or whoever does the casting, and that
and then maybe
we gotta figure out, weed these people out because Jeff hates when people quit or throw a challenge, or it's frowned upon. So
as it should be.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're not there to go all in, what are you even there for? And Jeff goes into this speech, and he does one of these speeches at every marooning, right? And they're all different, but this time, he wraps it up saying, but failure due to fear, why bother? Right. He said, are you gonna hit the ground running? Are you gonna play as hard as you can and try to go after this? Or failure due to fear, if you're gonna sit back in fear, why bother being here? Right. He wants energetic, very energetic, go-getter kind of people.
that's probably another way of weeding out the ones that are weak and maybe shaming them into staying. Because, it's a human emotion to when things get tough, and they always have that out, that they're not stuck there. There's always an out. And some people just go ahead and use that out, and some people will just take their willpower and push through. Sometimes shame will make you change your mind about it.
And for those of you, I don't know whether my son's audio is bleeding over here, but Lindsay and I have a son who loves YouTube. So forgive us. And if that bothers you, this is, I don't know, the wrong podcast for you.
Stop listening.
Yeah, really.
Whatever. Just so you know, that any music in there is our son.
He's autistic and he loves his YouTube. That's the way he communicates. So if you don't like it, sorry. Anyway, so Mitchell, you called it. Did you notice?
I did not. I was curious.
Okay.
I said, even when when it happened, I'm like, I think I got that right. Yes,
you said that the guy with the stutter, and I cannot remember his name right now. We'll get better with names as time goes on.
Yes.
But the guy with the stutter mentions the deaf girl in that in the previous seasons, right? That was like 10 years ago, 10, 12 years ago. So
yes.
You called it as soon as we were talking about him having a speech impediment. He said, this reminds me of the deaf girl, and that may be a hindrance or it may help him, right?
Yeah.
So nailed it, man.
Yeah. Well, and that's just me being a super fan, like that's me remembering stories. And that's the great thing about this game, is that not only are we seeing great gameplay, but we see these people's lives. I mean, we know a lot about these players. Whether they share it with the tribe or not, they always share with us more than they do their tribe mates, I would say. But yes, I thought that was very, that brought me back. It brought me back to young Mitchell, because I'm deaf in one ear. When I seen her playing Survivor, I was like, man, that could be me. Like, I can do that. I could do it now. That gave me confidence. So I love, again, that's like Lindsay said earlier, great. That's casting, man. That's due to casting. Finding somebody who's willing to admit, not necessarily a flaw, but just how they have to live, and then move past it, which brings us to this season's, biggest personal open is the player, and I forget her name. She revealed that she's on the spectrum, and this is
and we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Can we take a little break because Rick's up?
Yeah, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, so we're back now. This is always a maroon challenge. The maroon challenge is always for tribe supplies. And people say that tribe supplies, who cares in a 26-day game? Now, 39-day game is a whole different animal, right? And we're older folks. We remember Survivor when it was 39 days. And maybe if you didn't have fire, it would be very detrimental to everybody's game.
I don't understand this whole thing. If you don't have fire for one day, it can be detrimental. Like, why are they splitting hairs between 26 and 30, whatever?
Survivor players, right, that I have heard talk about this, say that in the 26-day game, a lot of times you don't need the fire. Like, they provide clean water. You don't have to boil your water anymore.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
I did not
know that.
In the well,
they don't give them rice, though.
They don't give them rice, and it may be cold, right? It may rain. But they don't need to boil their water anymore. And people say that you can get by without fire. I don't know whether I would. I don't know whether I would want to.
It's not recommended.
Yeah. I mean, as a hillbilly, and this is
fire is number one
Yeah, and this is the point of this show is we're going to give you the Appalachian experience here. As soon as we make camp, we're making a fire.
Listen, there is survival rules for survival. Okay, you must have fire. You must have shelter.
Yeah.
You must have warmth. You must have water. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, to me, I would not do that. I would not. A country boy like me and you, Tom, I'm building that shelter, and I want my fire because shelter building does two things. One, you build a shelter. Two, it's a test to see if the tribe does this or if they split. Okay, I think I think that's why the tools are important, because psychologically, I want a shelter built because I want to be at my best mentally, and to be at your best mentally, you need to. For me, I would at least need a fire. I would prefer fire and shelter, but that's the tool test to me. When I'm a fan and I'm watching Survivor, it's like, okay, who got the bigger tool piece? Somebody on that team is going to go looking for an idol because they're going to have time to do it because the other people are building a shelter.
Right. All right. So let's get back to the Maroon Challenge. Now, as soon as it started, I thought, okay, who's going down? Somebody always gets hurt. That's what I had in my notes. As I was watching it, I was taking notes as that way I could kind of steer the conversation. Somebody always gets hurt. And in the mud crawl right away, Kevin has a shoulder injury. And they kind of glossed over it.
Yeah.
And then he admits in an interview that he was injured, but that had gotten cut from the final version that we saw on TV. Jeff stops the challenge. They bring the doctor in, and they pulled his shoulder back into place. It was a complete separation.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, you could see it too. Like you could see on his shoulder, he had a horrible bruise or something right there or something. You could see it in his interview.
Yeah. He had a complete separation, and they gave him some kind of some pain medicine and then set it back in and went on with the challenge. And evidently they ran out of time, but
just because it's not on TV doesn't mean that it's,
it's not. Yeah,
it didn't happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Just because you didn't see it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Well, see, to me, that kind of be a disadvantage because if they gave him pain medicine, he's going to be jacked up. Like, did they win or?
No, they did not. Kevin was one of the ones that went to go get the tribe supplies, right?
Yes.
So
yes. Okay.
It was some kind of a green nail, or I don't know, what that would be. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a pharmacist, so I don't know what they gave him. They say it was, very fast acting, and I guess it would wear off very quickly. I don't know. All right, so we do what we can when we can do it. Sorry about that, y'all. And so Loggy wins tribe supplies. That's and one person from each of the other tribes, that's Kevin and Kyle, are picked to go see if they can win their tribe supplies in another segment there. So now after the break, now it's the getting to know you kind of segment of Survivor. They're going to be building shelter. They get to know each other. You introduce everybody. And Thomas, the guy, the audio, how did he describe himself? An audio producer? Or
the music executive. Yeah.
Oh, he's an executive. Even worse, right? In my opinion, I mean, that's just in my opinion. The executives are always the ones that screw everything up. This is what I've heard, but I could be wrong. I'm not a musician. So anyway, and this And this is a reflection of that. Thomas, I think he's very fake, right? As soon as he's like, I'm going to curtail what I say because of what they say. He's not going to be honest with these people and open up with them. He's going to give them the version of himself that he thinks they want to hear.
Well, and that's a line.
He's a smart surviving player.
Well, and I'll tell you why. That's aligned with his job, buddy. That's his job. I'll tell you everything you want to hear. Just sign on the dotted line. Okay, that's his job.
That's the corporate world.
Yes.
Right.
So, and that could work if he's a very good at what he does. That could be kind of a chameleon type move socially. You know, I could see that as an advantage and a disadvantage.
You got to be careful, though.
Yeah.
Got to be careful.
Yeah, but it rings inauthentic.
Sure.
And people in the back of their minds know that that's inauthentic. And at least some people will, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I would feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
But
some people are not going to catch up on it.
Right.
Some people will.
And I'm very leery of executives of any kind.
Yeah.
Because they didn't get there on their own.
I think that's what automatically got you feeling a certain way.
That might be it.
Because that's me.
Here in Appalachia, we've been taken advantage of by executives for generations.
That's true.
Okay.
We don't like executives. It's not the flex that a lot of people like to.
Yeah.
It is. Not around here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Around here, it's like, oh, so you screwed somebody over, is what you're saying. And okay, yeah. Well, in our initial episode, when I seen music executive, my blood, like, I just called it like I seen it. Like, nope, don't like you. Sorry. You know, seems like, but I think he'll probably either get right at like pre-merge or merge. I could see him making it. I could.
He's a very social player.
Yeah.
And his read of his tribe was right on when he said, I believe I'm the weakest link.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ava is a beast.
Yeah, powerhouse, son.
Someone that's self-aware is dangerous.
And the other lady, Star, a basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the other three guys are very fit. The other two guys, is it 2 or 3? I think there's 3. There's 2 or 3.
It's 2 or 3.
So, it's right on.
We all know muscles don't equal winning Survivor.
It's true. It's true.
That's very true.
Most of the time, it's people that are social and a lot of people like or respect. So even if they got screwed over by that person, if that person has respect for you, they're going to vote for you. So you gotta be able to show people respect throughout the whole game in order to get that final vote, the twist that they all, the jury turns around and, votes for the winner.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so in my notes here, I have Bianca is still a favorite. I still like her as a player. David, the stunt performer, the stunt man, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with, but again, he's going to be an easy out at some point.
Yes.
Is that the rom-com?
Yes, that's the rom-com guy. And we'll get to the film, What Car You Drive, How You Like Your Steak Cooked here in a little while. But
I have some thoughts.
Yeah. So, and then I have here that Stephanie will snap at some point, right? This is the tech executive, that is laying in the cut, right? She's laid back and she's trying not to boss anybody around. But my read on that,
all up inside, and it's gonna explode.
But as we know, anyway. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the new episode, she doesn't last that long. So, anyway, Sai is playing hard. Sai. I think they're saying C, but it's SAI. The young lady that is very driven. She's playing really hard. She's making alliances. She made an alliance with the two girls. And then when they didn't immediately start strategizing with her, she said, I need to go get some water. And then she immediately went and made another alliance with the other three guys.
Mm-hmm.
She's covering all bases.
She's like, these girls don't want to play. And she got up and left.
Yeah. Yeah. Again,
reading people.
Again, the great thing about this game is that we see every tribe start, and they're all three different. One tribe is very like, we're just going to wait things out and filling people out. Another tribe was immediately like, we're talking strategy. We've got our final four already, and then another tribe is just like, how are we going to battle the elements with no fire and all that? So, it is like, as I was watching the episode, I noticed that like, wow, you could be in this game, but you cannot plan for this game at all. You cannot strategize at all because luck of the draw, son. If you're on a tribe and you're hitting the ground running, and you just want to lay back and play a social game, you're out, But if you get on a tribe where they want to kumbaya and you try to strategize, then you're out because you're the only one throwing out names and stuff. So that's what this episode reminded me of. Is that
that's why I kind of like the whole thing where Tom says he seems fake. I think that that's a good strategy because I would do that. I could go in there and tell them I do various different things because I've worked almost every single job, and I could be that person. I could be, just the server girl. I could just be the autism mom. I could be the former addict. I could be the whatever, all the things, the cancer survivor. Well, what else you got? So I would go in there and start reading the people, and you have to, because like you said, if you go in there all gung ho and your tribe is all laid back, then you need to be able to switch your game up.
Right. But there's a difference in reading the room or the island and being fake with it. Right. And you can be authentic in a certain way. And there's a fine line there.
There is.
There's a fine line there. So when you start playing with that and you have to keep up this persona for 26 days. Or at least 24.
Yeah.
Depending on how deep you go.
And we've already seen authentic moments, which are rare in episode 1, but what's her name? She help me out, Tom. The woman who is playing, and everybody knows, or she has told one player she has autism. What's her name?
Eva.
Yeah, when she confided in what's his name, Joe, I believe.
Joe.
Yes, that was seeing Joe's reaction. I didn't like Joe at first, but then after their reaction, I was like, man, I hope they make it. This is the final two. I want to see Joe and her.
Okay, so let's go ahead and go to it. So
okay, all right.
Now Joe, he was explaining to kind of the group that he was a girl dad. I think he has 2 daughters.
Yeah.
And that, they mean the world to him. And so Eva read that.
They left him a note in his wallet or something, I believe
in his passport.
Yes.
In his passport. And Ava read that and said, this is a safe person.
Mm-hmm.
When you have when you have ADHD or autism or something like that, you have to kind of look for a safe person to confide that in.
We've seen this many times of people freaking out, and there's always, they'll have that one person that helps them through, that rough night or that one, because there's been, throughout how many, 48 seasons?
Yeah. I think it was last season. The musician, he was a guitar player, I believe. and he kept having very bad panic attacks, especially at night.
Yeah. What was his name?
Kinsey, I think. Was it Kinsey?
Yeah, I believe
Kinsey
so.
would sit with him and help him, right?
Yeah.
So this was a chance for Eva to confide in this man, and you can see in his interview, and I, you know, as an autism father, I had it was Niagara Falls, right?
Yeah.
Just
it was super authentic.
I had tears in my eyes when he was like, if I have to go because to make her okay, then so be it. I've got her.
Yeah. 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 And
I believe it.
Yeah, I believe it too, wholeheartedly. And then again, this is why this is going to be a great season. I can't think of a season where something that authentic was shown that early in the game. It's usually loved ones visits or something like that. But yeah, day one, we're already like, yes, just I think this will be an amazing season. Simply for that, we've already seen very real interaction, not gameplay, but I'm a human, you're a human, you need help, I will help you. You know?
And right before this, Joe says, you know, I want to find some people and I want to be loyal to them. And I put good luck. Good luck, because it's very rare. It's very rare to find people on Survivor to be loyal to and have that loyalty return. And then I say, but he makes a deal with Eva. This could work. And I think Joe and Eva could go very, very deep in this game. Now, if they get picked up by somebody else as being a couple, a power two, one of them could go home.
They got to be careful.
Yes.
They have to be very, very careful. But these two are very, very strong players. Eva, she said, you know, give me a task and I will complete it. And she was just bringing bamboo out of the bush like a machine.
I mean, she could have built a gas station with all that bamboo.
For sure.
You know? I mean,
for sure.
She just kept going and going. And with a smile on her face, you know, the entire time, like, I'm happy to be here. I mean,
back.
And I saw Thomas see her still going, and you could see on his face he was like, I need to get up.
Yeah.
Because this lady is outworking me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he got up and did something. So
tribe strength, she's staying, son. You know, like there's no, you know, if they're talking about no, God no. And I think she might not even have known that, but strategically that's a great play. Like, hey, I know the guys are gonna, you know, I hate to say it, but there's always a girls' alliance. You know, and some guys pick off the girls.
They try.
They try.
Some are more successful than others. I love it when the men try to form a girl alliance. The one year there was a man trying to form an alliance with the women.
So by her showing just that, like, hey, I'm a worker, you know, give me something to do and I'll do it. To me, I'm like, okay, we're not going to, like, she's going to try her best no matter what. You know, like that's challenge beast right there, you know? So, another memorable moment was when, back to when the two other players had to, do the challenge for their supplies. We see,
come back with that.
We see, what's their names? Kevin and
Kyle.
Kevin and Kyle. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but Kyle broke his water jug, right? The glass. So, you know, I think Kyle demonstrated great empathy just by helping Kevin fill his up because he knew Kevin had an injury. You know, and just, again, that's being like, I'm a human being, you're a human being, I'm going to help you. I don't think that was gameplay. I think that was strictly genuine. At least for me.
Was it? You know, immediately I said, good man, right? That was in my notes. But as I think back on it, he knows there's going to be a merge at some point.
Are you going to put too much energy out there in the very beginning for a human emotion, or are you ready to play the game?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was both. I think he was thinking of both there, because he said I could sit here and watch him do this and struggle, or I can help him and then maybe have a vote in the back pocket.
Yeah.
Well, it's an ally.
So,
but to me, it seemed more genuine than strategic.
Maybe so.
You know, like, maybe but so. That's just my perception. Because when I saw that, I'm like, that's a cool dude.
I think your strategy is going to reflect what type of person you are.
Yeah.
I
agree.
And some people will go out there and be like, this is the type of game that I want to play. And then they'll go back and be like, this is not the type of person I am.
Yeah.
And I can't do this. And so when people try to be inauthentic, they realize they can't play the game that way. And so I think how you play the game is a testament to who you are as a person in some way.
Kinda.
Of course,
and it is a game.
It's
poker, right? You're playing poker.
Well, look,
I'll take money. I'll take money off you all day.
Look,
you know what I mean?
Money off my mama. My mama will take money off of me, and she'll laugh at me about it.
Yeah.
But I'm still saying, I'm sorry, mama. I'm really sorry, but fair's fair. It's a game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a game, but I think you do have to have those genuine moments to win it.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You got to have,
you have to have that.
And I think his genuine heart came out, and I'm sure the gameplay was a bonus.
Because I loved when I've never seen on a season either where they do the steak, like, how do you like your steak cooked? What's your favorite movie? What's the other question they ask when they get to know you?
What kind of car you drive?
Yes.
All right. So let's get to that now.
Yeah.
Let's go around the room. Okay.
Okay.
And I'll go first. All right. Now, my favorite movie, I have to say, is Pulp Fiction or The Big Lebowski. Okay, I couldn't narrow it down to just one, and it all depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Okay, I drive a Subaru WRX, and
is it what kind of car you drive, or what your favorite car is?
It's what kind of car you drive.
What kind of car you drive? Yes.
Yeah, and how you like your steak cooked? I like it medium. All right. So who wants to go next?
Mitchell.
Go ahead, Mitchell.
I drive a Jeep Wrangler. My favorite movie is The Shining, and I like my steak medium rare.
I'm getting noise in my. It's like that.
You're rubbing your Get the there you go. All right.
I'm very sorry.
Growing pains, y'all.
Can you repeat that, Mitchell?
I drive a Jeep Wrangler. My favorite movie is The Shining, and I like my steak medium rare.
All right, Lindsay.
I drive a maroon SUV. I don't really have a favorite movie, and I like my steak medium.
All right, so I don't know what that says about us, but anyway, I did. But the thing is I judged people by the car and the movie and the way they like their steak.
And see, again, I loved seeing the interaction between who was the person that went and didn't. Who was the player who didn't win supplies for their tribe? What's his name?
Kyle.
Kyle gets back. Kyle gets back, and he he immediately clicks with someone because
Oh my
what did he
gosh.
say? Holes, was that the name of the movie?
Yeah, Holes.
Yeah, like him and her, they immediately was
Camilla.
like, yeah. And see,
Yeah.
that's good strategy because those two immediately bonded, and
they're both Guyanese.
I feel
yes,
like they
yes.
were put on the tribe together for a
Oh, they were
reason.
definitely
Oh, yeah,
put on there.
yeah.
Because they were like, hold on, they're both Guyanese. And what's the chances, right?
Yeah.
And what I thought was interesting is that Camilla said, I like Holes or The Departed.
Yeah, which is night and day,
I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't even know what
cop.
Holes. I don't even know what Holes is.
Holes is a great. It's
a Disney movie, right?
It's a children's book.
Based on a book.
Yeah, it's a great movie. That's too damn bad. I love it, man. I love it.
I've never seen it. I'll have to check it out. I'm a film buff, but for some reason I've never seen it. I think it's one of Shia LaBeouf's first films.
First movies. Yeah. I quote this movie every day. Holes. Yeah, I quote it every day. Yeah.
All right.
But,
and David is a Notting Hill was his.
I've never seen that movie.
A rom-com.
Yeah.
And David is very interesting to me, and I understand exactly why he's on the show. One, he's a physical beast, right? He's a stunt man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And his physical gifts are, untold, right? It's unlimited. And at the same time, he's interesting to watch, if not entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Well, he's the one that brought up the question, wasn't he? Wasn't he the one that started the? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's smart. That's smart.
I think he's a psychopath.
That's very possible.
Either anybody, okay. Anybody who eats their steak rare, that's cold. That's basically killing the deer and just eating it out in the damn woods. Okay, that's insanity.
Hey, now,
at least got to be warm, bro.
I used to eat my steaks rare. Okay,
used to.
Yeah, I had stomach problems. But I was a rare. Yeah, yeah. I go to local hibachi and they throw it on for 2 seconds. I'd be like, all right, man, don't overcook it.
Now listen, I think eating a rare, liking your steak rare, is gives you a leg up on Survivor. Because you can just kill a chicken and just eat the damn thing.
Well, they don't do rare chicken, right?
I know. I'm just being stupid.
Yeah, I got it. But
or like fish, like I'll eat that raw.
Yeah.
No,
I also think that he's got some skeletons or some trauma or something, and if he stays there long enough, he's gonna crack.
We're gonna find out.
I call it. I think David's gonna crack at some point.
That's very possible because to be a stunt person, I think you gotta be a little crazy.
Well, he's
like set me on fire and drop me off of a building.
That's adrenaline is his choice, man. That's he's craving adrenaline. So what greater adrenaline rush than playing Survivor?
He's used to doing it while he has while he's fed and clothed and comfortable.
It's true.
And a safety net, and he can go home to a comfortable bed and
I'm gonna go
a muscle relaxer.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to my trailer now.
He can't do that on Survivor for 26 days.
It's true. That's true. That's a good point. So Charity mentions to Camilla, who has just bonded with Kyle over being Guyanese. I think I'm saying that right. I don't know. Y'all, I'm a hillbilly, so just give me a break here.
Give some credit, man.
Yeah, give me some credit. I'm doing the best I can now.
That's right,
so Charity says, I don't know, I think maybe we should go after Kyle. And Camilla immediately starts running the bus over her. And she says, I'm gonna run the bus over her and over. I'm gonna back up and run over her again.
I have a question.
Go right ahead.
Was Charity around? And I mean, I'm just wondering about this timeline. Was Charity around when Kyle and Camilla were being like, get out of town, we're the same nationality and we like the same stuff and all that? Because it seems like it was when the whole tribe was around.
I think
and if
so.
that happened
Yeah.
before, depending on what happened first, I don't think it's very good play for Charity to go to Camilla talking crap about Kyle, who she has obviously bonded with.
Well, that's someone who didn't.
The thing about the edit is, right, they can edit it
first,
they
right?
can edit this in a certain way.
Right.
Yeah.
And we don't know when in chronologic order
That's what I'm saying.
that happened.
If that did happen,
in my opinion,
if that did happen, that could be someone just not reading the room. If that truly, if the timeline's right, maybe she just didn't read the room and she's not as social as she thought she was, and she threw a name out. Exactly. Well, I think we have some good players this season. Don't get me wrong, but I think we do have the ones who, as we've seen on the first vote out, I figured that player she would leave first. So I got the vote right, because you can't have dedicated players and the best welcome ever of Survivor. Let's not forget that. You can't have those kind of players and then be like, I'm going to take it cool. I'm going to just sit back and chill. No, son, you're there to play a game.
Yeah. So let's get into the Beware advantage, because there were two ways that these at least two of the tribes reacted to this. Now, David starts finding these black symbols and black letters everywhere.
With string too. He found string.
Yeah, he found string. Well, you can unwrap the string and it reveals a letter or a symbol.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And we learn later on that those letters and those symbols mean something, because C finds the Beware advantage before she realizes that these are clues.
Yes.
Laying on the different trees, and there's a green eagle or whatever there was. And so David, I don't think he's a big Survivor fan. I think either he's just being clueless or he's not a very big Survivor fan, because immediately he starts telling everybody about these clues. The black eagle and the black letters.
Not a good Survivor.
And then you had, what's her name? Sai, is it Sai or
C?
C's playing hard, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. Hard. And
I like her, but I think she might be playing too hard.
Yeah.
Too early. Yeah, I agree. Too hard. Too
early.
Yeah.
And she's got a big mouth on her.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna know
those people about about her advantage, and I know she needed help, right?
Yeah, she needed help, or she wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
But the more people that know, having the idol is not as much power as knowing who has the idol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I love the puzzle aspect of it too. This is a new.
That's a new one. Yeah.
That's a new Beware advantage. A very Da Vinci Code.
Well, that was
memories of.
Was it the Da Vinci Code, or was it the other one? There's another Dan Brown novel,
Angels and Demons.
I think it was from Angels and Demons with the cryptogram.
No, it's in the Da Vinci Code.
Okay.
Yes, though.
So yeah, they pulled it straight from the Da Vinci Code. Dan Brown, they should cut him a check for that. But there's two different ways, and so C had to go back through and read all of the clues, and then they finally figured it out, and they had to get the tribe involved, and maybe that's why they made it so complicated, was that they knew that everybody was, at least more than one person was going to have to be involved in solving this thing.
Yes, this is a team effort, Beware advantage. Yeah, I agree.
But there's only one idol.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's only one idol. Only one person gets it. So it was very interesting. I liked the twist on it and the way everything was laid out. It had to be very confusing until you actually got it. And Survivor was very good at that.
Yeah.
So
it's refreshing to see a game we love continue to make new content. Like they're not, it's not like, oh, I'm walking and just find an idol here and find an idol here. I love how Survivor just keeps evolving and how they are coming up with new beware advantages, new challenges even. But yeah, very two different approaches to finding the hidden immunity idol. Like share with everybody and then help me out with this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she ends up with an idol.
Mm-hmm.
So she has an idol. If they decide to get her out, it's going to have to be a complete blindside.
Well, they should have done it. Well, listen, they should have done it then. I'd have done it then and there. Oh, you got an idol? Bye.
I read it that C was about to go home. And that's a testament to their edit in Final Tribal Council. But we'll get to that. So here's the immunity challenge. Now I'm pulling for Loggy. They've got Joe and Ava, right? And I'm with them till they're both gone. And they're rocking it. They win first.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be a photo finish for second. And Siva comes from behind, and Stephanie drops the ball at the puzzle.
It's always the puzzle.
The puzzle will get you. It's
every time.
It's either it's do or die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would
you
never
get completely behind through the whole thing.
Yeah,
but win because of the puzzle.
I would never volunteer to do a puzzle because I know I'd go home. I would never, that's not my, God knows. Because that's what I'd be thinking.
You have to be good at puzzles. You don't have to just be good at puzzles. You got to be good under pressure.
Yeah, I'd be thinking doing this puzzle like, man, I'm going home. Like, that's it. Like, I don't care,
And so at the end of this challenge, I wrote, I think Stephanie is going home at this point, right after the challenge. That's my prediction as of now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was right.
Yep. And again, I think Stephanie she wanted to play the laid back game. And if she'd have been on a different tribe, she probably wouldn't have been voted out first. But she was on it. But her tribe, they were already strategizing, heavily strategizing. Like Final Four did. Yeah, C's
playing hard.
She's playing hard. And,
I think she's playing harder than anybody. Like playing the game harder. But I think they see that too, because didn't they somebody make a comment about her being gone a lot?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, they did. They knew. I mean, where's she been?
Mm-hmm.
But it was the two girls
who didn't want to play.
The two girls who didn't want to play, and they didn't have the votes. So, there was two camps here, and had she landed on a tribe that didn't have C in it, maybe she wouldn't have went home first.
Yeah.
So there was two camps, either Stephanie or C, and Kevin and Justin's are the swing votes there.
Yes.
Kevin that went on the excursion, right? I think. And Justin, the pizza guy.
I like him. I think he's in a good spot.
He's in a good
spot. He is.
I think he'll go far.
Yes, I agree.
He's got the attitude. He's got the personality. I think he's going to go far.
I think he'll definitely make either pre-merge or merge. He'll go far. Yes, I agree. I think he set himself up nice too, because he was kind of talking to both groups. Like, hey, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And then him and Kevin realized, oh man, we're in the middle. We're good.
Yeah, we're the swing votes. We can dictate who goes home.
And that's Survivor. If you're in the middle, you're not in the middle. You're deciding who goes home. You're on top.
You have power.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
more
where
so
you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because one, you're not a target.
Exactly.
You're not on the bottom and you're not on top.
You're the vote.
So
you're an extra vote for someone.
Yeah, you're the swing vote here, and people are going to garner for your attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think both of them. both of them have set themselves up to be in the middle. So yeah, they will ride it out for sure. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I got a message, and
sorry, I'm planning dinner for my mother, making sure my parents are eating. So
yeah,
That's
you
fine.
know, they don't like to eat too late. You know,
Yeah, I understand. Yeah,
they don't
I
like to
get
eat
you.
too late because it'll
Yeah.
keep them up, and you know,
don't
I'm that
either,
way,
okay?
man.
it's getting late now. It's 3:30.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
I don't
And
like to eat after 5 o'clock.
We ain't even started dinner yet, so
Yeah.
they're making other plans. Anyhow, and you know, it is what it is. I tried. See, and Stephanie, they couldn't be farther apart in the type of person they are, even if they are both air signs.
Yeah, that does not, no. Yeah, that was, why even bring that up? I like the movie
some
question.
People, I think there's a lot of people that believe in astrology and that it does, you know, how the moon does affect the tides and our emotions. And a lot of people say
I know.
too.
You know.
But anytime you go to a group of people, that's not the first thing that you talk about.
No.
Even if it's something that you believe in. And
exactly.
I'll say I'm curious about it, and I listen to people and what they have to say about certain things, and then I try to test it out and see if it works or if it's real or whatever. But
to me,
you don't want people to be like, oh, there's the lady that talks about, you know, the horoscopes and stuff to a group of strangers, you know?
Yeah. That's why I think the movie and steak and car question, it covers more ground than like, hey, what sign are you?
For sure.
You know what I mean? That has a lot more commonality and substance to it. Like, you know, because if you call me a Cancer or a Gemini and be like, oh, okay. You know, but.
And I don't know who's the air signs, and I think I'm a fire sign.
I don't know.
As an Aries. Is that right? I think I'm a fire sign.
Aries is like the most fiery war god. You know,
that's the
war.
You know,
Aries is the god of war. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Very, very boisterous and broadcasty.
That doesn't sound like me at all.
Not at all.
What did you think about opening and the tribal? What did you think about the first tribal of the season? How'd you think?
I think it was, you know, it was very fiery, right? Even though there were a lot of air signs. And there was lots of reactions when C is talking shot in the dark and such. And when C said, "Let's just let the stars go," I laughed out loud.
That was cute.
Yeah.
And I have in my notes right there, C may have talked her way out of the game.
Yeah, I think she has. I think her tribe, I think the next episode, I think her alliance, I think they're going to be like, look, bro, we got to deal with this. This is way too early. You know, they didn't win challenge. So that's the only thing they're going to be focused on is, man, we can't come back to tribal. You can't be running your mouth, pissing everybody off, you know, right before a challenge. You know, we got to be a team, you know.
That's only given so that the variables stay the same.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Jeff has been known in the second episode to switch up the tribes.
Yeah, exactly.
It could happen.
You know?
Yeah.
It could happen. And he let it go a long time last year.
He did.
And then sometimes they'll switch them like every other episode or every other challenge, you know?
Yeah. I agree. And the merge sometimes too. They've made the merge a different day, if you've noticed, and they've done different things with the merge. Like there are some that are merged, but then there are players that have to do a challenge and have a tribal, and then after that,
that's what they've been doing.
They are merged, so it's interesting to see if they're going to bring that back too.
But for the first few challenges, you're not really a part of the tribe, or you have to like win your buff back or something.
Yeah.
You know.
So back to tribal council. C says Stephanie played her shot in the dark. She says, I can feel it. And she's made these predictions a couple of times throughout this episode, right? Where she feels something and she was right.
She's very intuitive.
So she's very intuitive, and
she watches too.
And she was right. So Stephanie said, I don't know how I feel about my stars tonight, as she plays her shot in the dark. And she was right as well. She was not safe.
No.
And, it was Cy, Steph. That's enough. Steph, bring me your torch. And the tech executive goes home. I don't think she could have went very far to begin with, because as soon as she started talking about the $1 million deals she makes as a profession, you're not going to be around very long.
Yeah, here's our okay, and that's a very Appalachian. If you're bragging about all the money you have, you ain't get my vote, Jack. Like, no, sorry,
you're not on my side.
I'm here to change lives. Okay, this is a life-changing chance. Not
as soon as somebody starts, bragging about their money, and be like, we got to get them out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They got to go. They don't need the money.
When you're in Appalachia, even the 750 or so that you clear from that $1 million check, Uncle Sam's got to get a good chunk of it.
Yeah.
Even the 750 that you clear, you can live like a king in Appalachia on that.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that's college for kids. Clear. That's vehicles for kids. That's housing.
Your house off.
Yes. That is yes.
That's not having any bills.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's like somebody in Venezuela winning $1 million. Because let's look at the cost of living here in New York, or the cost of living here in Appalachia in West Virginia. It's night and day.
Oh yeah.
Right. So, that's the Appalachian viewpoint is I can change a lot of people's lives with this money, or you might be okay for a couple of years.
Yeah.
That's the difference. So, anyway.
And that's why I root for Appalachian. I see somebody from Virginia or Kentucky, I know what they have, I know why they're there. They're there for what we would do, Tom. We're fathers. We're here for our family, man. We ain't here because I make $1 million deals and I just want to see if I can do it. Piss off.
I'm here for I'm here for the adventure and the challenge.
Screw that. No.
My whole life is a challenge. Come hang out with me, bro. I'll show you a challenge.
We survive every day, okay? But Survivor gives us a chance to get out of that.
Right. Yep. So that was episode 1. Overall, I think it's a great opening episode. Survivor somehow has hit a different stride here in its almost 50th season. It's season 48. We've got 49 and 50 coming up. And it's almost as good as it's ever been, I dare to say.
Yes, I think. Go ahead, Lindsay. Go ahead.
I was going to say I was really kind of bummed about the new generation when they started after the 40th, between 40 and 50. I was a little bummed in the beginning. They're like, oh, it's a new era of Survivor. And I'm like, I'm really not about this. But I think this year it's evolved a little better, because all they were getting was podcast or YouTube stars.
Yeah.
Or just always a fan, like all fans. Every one of them's fans, and they're all trying to out fan each other, and it's all about just getting the experience and all that. And it's not like using your strategy to play a game. It's just like, I just want to experience it. I don't care if it gets me voted out. I like. And
I think the new seasons and and them coming up with new stuff again is that, remember for a while, for a couple of seasons, it was, I'm dropping out. It's day 3 and I'm done. And as a fan of this show, I remember being very little, and my mom got me into Survivor, and I was hooked from season 1, and we watched, we're super fans like y'all. And to see somebody give up, it's like, are you kidding me? Like, and I think those days are gone. And we're getting closer to what we're really waiting on, which is season 50. Okay, come on now. I mean,
and you're able to vote on how they do things in season 50.
They're making it more interactive.
Yes, which is huge.
Yeah,
that's a massive.
These are actually going to give the people what they claim that they want.
Yes,
now
now should
it might be careful what you wish for.
Yeah,
well, there could be moments like, oh, that wasn't really good.
I remember Russell. He's a previous. Yes, he said that to Jeff, that all the American people need to vote. That's not this show, buddy. That's not how this vote.
Right.
That's how this goes. So I hope they take that into consideration, and we're not like voting people off or anything. It'll probably be like advantages or stuff like that. That's what I'm assuming. It's
right.
Like,
I voted on the first 4, and because the voting opens up, and I think you can vote on things. I think you could go right now and vote.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. And I think one of them was, do you want them to make fire at 3 or 4?
Okay. All right.
And things like that. It's
different twists.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. That's how it should
and
be.
It will all be before the game starts.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, because they haven't played
before
they
the
haven't
game
played
starts,
50
they'll
yet.
know that they voted to vote out at, or to have final tribal council at 2 or 3, or this many idols, or like what kind of advantage.
Yeah, we can look it up real quick. It's survivorvote.com or something like that. I can't remember. I thought I had it pulled up here.
Survivor 50 CBS.votenow.tv. Let's start with the players' buffs. Choose the tribe colors you would like to see for Survivor 50.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so,
me and the kids will have to do that. Okay. Heck yeah.
We'll send you the link so you guys can do it.
Yeah, please do. Me and Melinda.
So go ahead and vote.
I'm gonna vote.
Let's talk about them.
Okay, so the colors for the buffs, for me, my favorite is going to be option A, blue, orange, and green.
Yeah, and they're all very similar. I don't see much. I don't see much difference here.
I do. The middle is a purple, a teal, and an orange.
Yeah, but the secondary colors are all the same.
I like option A. I'm going with option A.
I can't remember. Now
I got to get my email.
Yeah, you got to give your email. That's the trade-off.
Yeah,
so they can send you emails now.
So you can subscribe to their content.
Yeah.
They
can sell that ad money, baby.
Speaking of that, if anybody would like to subscribe to our podcast, just
yes, please subscribe,
and share. Yes. Yeah.
Review us wherever you watch or listen to our podcast. It will help out a ton. We are the Appalachian Alliance.
Shameless plug there. Sorry.
Shameless plug. I'm shameless. I can't help it.
Survivor 50 in the hands of the fans. This is your chance to leave your mark on the game by casting a vote in each of our first 4 categories. Tribe colors, we already did that. Rice or no rice? Should we give them rice, or should we make them earn rice?
Earn it.
Earn it, son.
It's 26 days. You got to earn it.
You got to earn it. If it's only 26 days, you got to earn it.
And Jeff confirmed there will be no 39-day Survivor 50. It will not happen.
Okay.
Okay, let's get into some gameplay. The final 4 fire-making showdown has delivered some of the most dramatic moments in Survivor history, but not every fan is on board. Where do you stand? So, do you vote to keep it? It gives players control of their destiny. I'm sorry. Or do you vote to lose it and let them vote someone out, just like in the earlier seasons?
Last season, it wouldn't have been half as good a season without Teeny winning the fire challenge. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. That was very,
I
you
love
know,
the challenge.
that
I
was
like
it
the
that was
fire
one of the
challenge.
best.
twist
I
of
I
you
love the
don't
fire
know.
challenge. Let me earn my spot there. I love
Yeah.
the fire challenge. That
I
fire
like to keep
challenge
it.
helps build your resume. You know,
And
like
also it gives you a piece of luck too,
yes, exactly.
because a shot of wind will
Yeah.
kill your chances.
Yeah.
And no amount of gameplay will
Yeah.
get you ready for that.
It's Ka, right?
It's all right.
Fate.
It's right, baby. It's fate.
So
Say true,
there you go.
gunslinger.
Okay,
Say
looking
true.
ahead, should we bring it back? Okay, this is the live finale. Looking ahead, should we bring it back, the live finale and reunion show in Los Angeles, or keep the winner reveal and after show in the jungles of Fiji?
I think keep it in Fiji. That was the way I voted.
Keep it in Fiji.
I would vote keep it. I like seeing,
Well,
I
I
like
think you
seeing
have
their
the more
reaction.
raw emotion right there afterwards.
Yeah.
And after they have gone home, showered, slept, eaten, watched the show,
For
thought
months.
about it.
Yeah.
For months.
I like it raw, fresh in their head.
Yeah.
I hate that the losers have to sit there.
We're gonna keep it in Fiji.
Right. I hate that the losers have to sit there immediately after losing.
All right, that's it. That's all we voted for.
That's the only part about that I don't like. I think they ought to give them a break, give them an hour to kind of debrief.
I think so too. I think the ones should be able to get to eat and then kind of decompress,
right,
have a meal, and then come back, maybe even the next day.
Because when they're like drinking and eating and everything, and they're trying to do the reunion show,
and the person that won is like totally don't even really know what's happening and can't believe it. I think letting them sleep on it,
or even just give them an hour, give them 30 minutes, right, to let the losers kind of decompress.
Yeah.
Because last year, what was the kid that came really close? He was a vote away. I can't remember his name. He was almost silent the entire time, and that's the way I would be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
you're
probably reliving every single moment for the last 26 days, wondering where you went wrong and how you didn't win the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think he would have been more reactive had he given a little time. But anyway, folks, I think that's about all we've got.
Our child is getting a little upset. We got to wrap it up here.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and get off.
So
Thank you so much.
The holler has spoken, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next week, and later.